fucking love this weather, man. I don't know why. You can call me weird or whatever. I love riding in this sort of shit. It does not faze me at all. Hey, what is going on, you guys? Awesome day, and I'm out in the countryside. Just cruising around, being slack, and I'm actually meant to be doing 100 and shit. It is like literally the middle of winter here in Australia at the moment. I am warm and toasty as a motherfucker. You know, I'm as toasty as anything right now, man. Gear, the proper gear, and let's talk about that. Because when it comes to winter riding, the amount of riders that I hear say, no, let's not ride in the rain, let's not ride in the cold. Some places that get serious amount of snow, you guys get a pass for that. But the guys that class themselves as like hardcore riders, yet they won't ride in the rain or in the cold, and they say they get cold. It's too cold. I'm not riding in the rain, I get wet. I know that riding in the rain is obviously more treacherous than riding in the sunshine on a perfect, awesome day, but when it comes to winter gear, if you want to ride all year round, you are going to have to put your money into your gear, because that is the only thing that A, protects you when you come off the bike and keeps you warm. You guys who squid and stuff, that's your choice. I'm not having a go at anyone who squids or who doesn't squid or whatever. I'm just saying in general, in winter you're going to need gear. You are going to get cold as shit if you do not have the right gear. So my gear here, I actually have Alpine Stars, which are actually summer gloves, the Celia summer gloves. I have a Dry Rider Climate Control 3 jacket, so you can actually use this in all sorts of weather. You can actually use this in summer. It does go all the way down to like an air mesh sort of jacket, has multiple layers in it. It's pretty cool. Man, this road is shit. As for my pants, I've just got my Dragon jeans on. Normally I run, if it's wet, I will run a Blizzard. I actually did a video on it, so I might just snap that in here. But because I commute every day, I prepare for all these sort of conditions. Normally around this time of year I'm in sort of wet weather sort of gear anyway. But these conditions, I have a little poncho which I've got on, little Dry Rider poncho, and I just make sure that I have that in the bag, so if these conditions do arise that I stay dry. My gloves I'm not really too concerned about if they get wet. Your hands do get cold, but I do have like thermals and stuff like that I can put on if anything gets really bad. A Blizzard pair of ripstop, wind resistant, and also waterproof pants. Now they're not, it's actually not motorcycle gear. I got it from a camping store and it works a treat. So you don't always have to go to motorbike stores to get wet weather gear, guys. Like, you can get wet weather gear from other places. These summer gloves aren't too bad in winter. Surprisingly, they're actually not too bad. The Dragon jeans do get a bit of airflow, and sometimes it can get a little bit cold. That's the first time I've ever seen something like that. The test for my gear was back when I did the MotoGP ride in October, I think it was, last year. That really tested my gear. I had every weather known to man thrown at me, dude. Like, I had extreme wind to the point that it bent my audio adapter. On top of extreme wind, I also had hail, and if you guys have ridden in hail, you know what that's like. I tell you what, I would take rain over hail any day. Like, when you get pelted with these little stones that hurt like shit, you will take rain over hail any day. I am telling you, rain is nothing compared to hail. When it comes to rain, if you have the right gear, you're dry. That's the main thing. The main issue that you're going to have is your gloves are going to get wet, and there's nothing you can really do about that. There may be some product out there you may be able to put on them. So that's the main thing, is you're going to have that issue. But other than that, you get the right gear, you'll be warm, and winter riding will be a pleasure for you. Like, winter riding is awesome. We've actually had a lot of bikes out today, surprisingly, but most of the time in winter you just don't see them because no one comes out on the right gear, man. Like, if you actually have correct gear for your seasons, and I know it costs a lot of money, I'm not going to deny that it costs a lot of money for gear, but you will appreciate it in the long run. I am telling you now, you will appreciate the money that you spend on that gear. Like, I pride myself in going out and getting the good gear for the application that I need. Like dry rider stuff is good, but I'm not always going out for a brand name. I'm not like, yeah man, I'm wearing Alpine Stars and shit, I'm wearing Dainese, you know. I'm not like that, dude. I get the gear if it's cheaper and it works and does the exact same thing that the more expensive shit does, then I'll go that route. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm a cheap ass motherfucker. I'm not ashamed of admitting it, man. Tell you what, Wombats Crossing, you don't want to hit one of those things, you will die. You will die. You want to nod? No, he won't. But yeah, the Climate Control 3 jacket, I'm probably going to do a video on the Climate Control 3 jacket, like I said, if I haven't done it already, because my videos come out in weird ass orders and shit. So yeah, I'll end up doing a video on that. So if you guys actually are looking at getting one or wanting to get one, then yeah, man. If you don't have the money for all that sort of gear, but you can afford like one jacket, I would go the Climate Control 3, and that's exactly what I did when I first started getting road bike gear. Is I started with the Climate Control 3, because the Climate Control 3, although I have like a heap of bloody motocross gear which just looks weird on a bike, unless you have like that body armor stuff from I think it's Fox or Alpine Stars, someone makes it. Adrian Nickelodeon wears it. It's like that body armor stuff. It just, other than that, it just, like, if you wear like motocross gear on a road bike, man, it just looks weird as shit. So I ended up getting the Climate Control 3 because I wanted a jacket to start off with that could do everything, and at the time it was cooler weather anyway. It was this cold sort of weather, so I was just like, yeah, I'll get that. It's universal, works, does its thing, and I've never regretted it, man. Like, especially when the weather cooled off, like I went and got new jackets, like Alpine Stars. I even got a Burrick, I think it's Burrick jacket, airflow jacket, because in the summer months you don't want this shit on because you'll sweat like hell. And yeah, the only problem that I did have is what I call my winter gloves. So I have some Dry Rider, I think they're Speed 2s, they're short cuff. I should have gone long cuff, but I went the short cuff. And they have a clasp on them, and the clasp doesn't work like correctly. It opens up all the time, so I'm not really a fan of those. I did wear them to the GP, they worked great. Probably would work better than the Alpine Stars in those sort of conditions, because like I said, these are a summer glove. They've got a heap of airflow on them, and they're actually a summer glove. But yeah guys, that is my sort of recommendations. If you're looking for winter gear, you want stuff that either has the waterproof already in it. I do have another jacket as well, which is also Dry Rider, and that's for torrential rain. I was looking at a storm suit because I have been caught out in torrential rain heaps, but the way I sort of figure it is my gear hasn't leaked. I haven't had an issue with leaking gear or anything. I was going to go a storm suit just on the one-off, you know, I'll wear a storm suit if I'm commuting and it's pissing out with rain, but everyone advised me against it because storm suits leak in the crutch area. Apparently, no matter what storm suit it is, it leaks in the crutch area. Some are better than others, but most of the time they leak in the crutch. I'm like, yeah, that was a fucking snake or a lizard on the side of the road. So I'm like, yeah, I'll pass on that, man. I'll actually pass on that. So I ended up getting the top half waterproof, full waterproof jacket. And if you have a Dry Rider jacket on, a jumper underneath the Dry Rider, a Dry Rider on, and that waterproof thing over the top, and you were still cold, you are cold-hearted, man. I'm telling you, because that thing, I sweated my ass off on a 1 degree day with that gear on. I'm like, holy shit, I was just testing it because I'm like, well, it's a cold day, perfect day to test it. Don't want to test it in the middle of the summer, if you know what I mean. But yeah guys, when it comes to gear, just make sure you have, if you can't afford the right gear, like I said, just make sure you you pick something that's suitable and is all round and can do everything, man. That's all I say is pick something that you can do, it can do everything. It's a bit of an all-round, and then you upgrade your gear from there. You will always upgrade your gear, even when you have Alpine Star stuff or whatever. You will go, hey, I don't really like these summer gloves, I want this type, or I want that, or this is better for the application. Some people just update their gear when they update their bike. You know, you have a heap of stuff. There you go. Like I tailored my helmet to my bike and all that sort of stuff, and it was just so it was just a coincidence that the colour scheme was so close between the helmet and the bike, because I like this helmet anyway, and probably the reason why I like the bike, and the colour scheme just matched, man. It just worked. It's the thing, bruh. If you have any questions about gear or you want help or whatever, I'm more than happy to help you guys. Like this is why I sort of do these videos. I've been riding for a while. I've done the whole gear stuff and all that, like with the dirt bike stuff. When it comes to the road bikes, I'm still purchasing what I want, but I already know what I'm looking for. And a lot of new guys, a lot of new riders, they come into it and they have no idea, man. They have none. And then there's guys like me who I'm more than happy to tell you. I know there's a lot of people that won't tell you and won't help you, but I don't give a shit, man. I'll help you guys out. If you have any questions, if I've actually used the product myself, so if you want to ask me about an AGV K5, a K3, you want to ask me about, I don't know, the Fox dirt bike fucking boots, because I've got the dirt bike, I think they're the Comp 2s or Comp 3 dirt bike boots. Ask me about that. I'm more than happy, man. I'm more than happy to oblige and tell you my thoughts on it. One thing about those boots actually is they do unclip when you have an accident on a pit bike. It could have been me. It could have been me. Yeah, dude. Ending the video here. If you like it, give it a huge thumbs up. Go ham on it. It always helps me out. It always helps me out when you guys do that. I also love talking to you guys in the comment section. Some of you guys are really awesome and give some awesome points, you know. And yeah, until next time, guys, don't forget to join the ride, subscribe. And until next time, guys, peace.